live. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see as I'm working, but this is a very exciting live. This is our second live. Not only that, we are celebrating 1 year of Muse Box subscriptions. I have my Muse Box so that we can create together. And if you are joining me live or watching the replay, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment because we are going to be giving away a full year of Creative Comadre Muse Boxes. These are creative ritual kits, seasonal ritual kits, plenty of supplies inside, as you will see, for the whole season to tend to your soul care through Creative Ritual. Creative Ritual is all about slowing down, reconnecting to yourself, and finding out and remembering what truly matters. And in this world of fast-paced modern technology, I believe that soul care is an antidote to all of our problems, all of our suffering. I once heard a really good teacher say, all of our suffering is a result of our own thinking. And in order to change our thinking, in order to show up and create the life we truly want, we have to mend and tend to our souls. And this is how I do it. So join me. You don't have to have a Muse Box if you're watching live or the replay and you don't have a Muse Box. No worries. Grab your favorite art supplies, and grab your favorite art supplies. Grab yourself a drink. Good morning. It's the morning. And let's get to creating. And I will walk you through my creative ritual. So I hope you join me. I'm gonna flip the camera around now so you could see what I'm doing. If you're watching live, let me know where you're tuning in from. I am doing this on my phone, so I will try to look at the comments as best as I can. And yeah. How was your guys' week? I am so looking forward to this week because I'm taking a break from working on all the things that I love to do, and I love this box, but it's been a long summer. It's been a long summer, and honestly, this is how I am staying sane, tending to my soul, doing my soul care. Before I start, I like to just bring myself back into my body. You can do that by rubbing your hands together, doing some movement. Every morning I do some lymphatic draining movements, so and stretch out. That's super important. It helps bring us back into our body, but also drain out all those toxins we collect. And just like that lymphatic drainage that releases all the toxins, that starts, helping us get our circulation back and just getting our bodies on check, that's this for our soul. All this that I'm going to show you and walk you through and we're going to do together is, if you want to look at it like that, it's like freeing up capacity in our hearts, in our minds, so that we can show up in our daily lives with intention and as we desire to, right? A lot of times we're so overwhelmed and we're limited doing all the things, especially if you're a mom taking care of other people. I'm gonna have to get a new candle, but I really like lighting candles. You can see I use mine a lot, but let me grab a new one. I have plenty of these tea light candles. Actually, that wick might still be good. So lighting a candle really helps us as well bring ourselves into the present moment. We're slowing down. That might go out super quick, but I like to take a couple deep breaths, like I said, stretch, bring ourselves in. I even like to have my hand on my heart and just, my first step of my process is always discover. So I give myself a chance to slow down and discover what's going on with me. How am I feeling? Like I said, we're reconnecting to ourselves. We're tuning into who we are in this moment. Not who others think we are, not who we were yesterday, not who we want to be, but who are we right now. I also like to sage. Isn't this the cutest little sage bundle? This was in our spring Muse box. This helps cleanse the air around us and also bring us into the moment. And also I love to sage as I'm releasing. So I open space for myself. That's the second step for whatever I'm feeling. Right now, my body, I'm feeling tired. I am tired, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with y'all. So I have a lot of conflicting energy, right? My body's like, I'm so exhausted. My mind's like, I'm so excited. So let's unite those. And I'm just going to rub my hands together a little bit. Also, like I mentioned, we're going to be giving away a year of these creative ritual kits that includes candles. Sometimes it'll include these little match. These are from our fall Muse box last year. A sage bundle. It's different every season. So let's open our summer one. Our mantra for the summer is our souls aren't for sale. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to create for no reason. You are allowed to make space for yourself. Welcome to your summer creative ritual. Love me, Crystal Domi. And it's true. You can make just because it feels good. You can make, this is Summer Muse Box. If you have the Summer Muse Box, you got my Domi Way cards. These are cards that walk you through each step of the Domi Way. I was just sharing with you the first two. Discover, notice what's true for you. And this is really what makes it a creative ritual as opposed to just junk journaling. This is a time that we can junk journal, we can scrapbook, we can art journal, we can do all the things, collage, and you'll see, I'll show you my journal. But this time when I use my Muse box specifically, is for me to walk through these steps, and as we're discovering, we're cultivating the skill of awareness, self-awareness. Most people, and it's not their fault, are just not aware because that's not something we're explicitly trained to do, right? Become aware. But if you're an artist like me and you're a creative, I know you know, because artists are very observant, and we are more often than not empaths. We are aware of not only our feelings but mostly other people's feelings, right? So if you're a recovering people pleaser, guilty. If you're a recovering self-sabotager, if you're in recovery, period, I'm all those. This first step is crucial, self-awareness. So I made these cards, and let's pull some of these cards right now. I have an ant over here, that's odd. Never see ants. So the first step is the discover step. The second step is the open step, and that's opening awareness. Opening our hearts, opening our hearts, opening our minds, and creating space to feel safe. Our creativity really thrives in safety. And I hope you all can hear me okay. If you're watching live, let me know in the chat if you could hear me, because I didn't even... Okay, so... Okay, thanks, babe. Okay, good. Okay. So, discover, open, and make. Open is all about opening space to feel safe. I'm going to pull some of these today, and we'll go through them. So, I'm going to pull a green card. That's the discover step. I'm going to pull a yellow card. That's the open step, the next step. I'm going to pull a orangish... I love this burnt orange color. And that is the third step. And the last step is imagine. And really the imagine step is honestly the most vital step. It's how we can create new. It's how we can move forward with imagination. And we need imagination. Whether you consider yourself an artist or not, if you're watching this live, you're probably an artist just like me. This practice is in addition to my personal art practice, right? So This is, again, the 4-step process that I created and used as I'm learning how to have more self-awareness. That's the first step. Have more compassion, right? Because we're opening up for ourselves. We're opening space for all that we discovered in the first step. Whether, like I said, I had conflicting energies, right? I'm really excited in my mind and my body's like, girl, go to bed. What are you doing on camera? So that's conflict, and it's subconscious conflict. I mean, I'm not obviously thinking, it's not top of mind, but that's why this practice is so important, because now that I know that, I can resolve that, right? I can bring my mind, my heart, and my body into alignment, and that's what this process has done for me over the years. I've been doing this for more than 7 years, but this is the very first time I've ever done it with cards. This concept came to me earlier this year, and I'm so excited to bring this to life and for you guys to join me and use these. The third step is a really also important step, and this is the step that most people don't do, because these first 2 steps are pretty common, especially if you've been in therapy and you're in the mental health space, discovering and opening space for yourself. But the expression part, so this, let's read this. I let myself make freely. One, that's a skill, okay? Because we're conditioned, and again, this is not your fault, but this is a society thing. We're conditioned to make things so in such a way, right? So to be able to express freely, whether that's through communication verbally, whether it's through your music, through your writing, through creating art, that's a skill. So having the compassion and having grace for yourself is really also a skill, and I want you to know that you can cultivate all these things. So if you have a problem with making things freely and you're really like restricting yourself, or I can't do this, or I don't want to do this, spend some more time in open. You need to create safety. Safety will help you to express yourself. I mean, just think about it. If you feel safe with somebody, you're going to express yourself vulnerably, you're going to open up. And it's the same thing with your art. And when you're meeting yourself with this creative ritual, you might come across that "I express myself freely" does not ring true. Baby step it, work with where you're at, and work with what you have. On the back it says, move pieces around before gluing them down. Experiment with layering, papers, textures, and colors. Let yourself explore without needing a plan. This is a baby step, right? And honestly, you don't even need to glue anything down. Maybe it's just you need to open your box and explore what it excites you. What, this is a Muse box, so like what's calling you? What, maybe just look through your supplies. And we'll do that in a minute, but I want to show the Domi way steps. So that's the third step, and we're going to do that. And then the last step is, like I said, the imagine step. Isn't she so cute? I hand drew all of these little dolls. They're so cute. I allow new possibilities to unfold. Creative ritual invitation. Reflect on what this creative ritual may be revealing to you about yourself, your needs, your next steps. Create a page inspired by what feels ready to grow, shift, or open within you. Wow, that's really powerful. And you're not going to need to do all of these invitations on the back. So each card on the back has an invitation. And read through them and then pick one that feels right for you in this moment. Maybe you do need to reflect a little bit more on new steps. Maybe you're in a position or a situation right now where you don't know which way to go. This card's going to be perfect for you. Maybe it's you need to work on coming into a safer space in your body. This invitation is place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, you do not need to push this feeling away. Wow, that's a really powerful one. And the way I chose these is I have plenty of journals. And the way sorry, this camera's a little... The way I chose these invitations on the back is I was flipping through my past journals and looking through the reflections and the writings. I don't always write in my journals, but when I do, I can see it. So I'm going back and remembering what were some of the things that I used in my journal, and how could I now share that with you guys in a funner way? I just think it's so cool. I love pulling cards. I'm all about affirmations, and I have a few oracle decks. So I thought I would use this opportunity, and I really love this. I am safe to feel this. I am safe to feel this. A lot of life is grief, but there's so much gratitude as well. And because of the society that we have, we tend to push the grief away because it feels overwhelming and we don't really have the skill set to handle it. Again, this isn't your fault. A lot of society is just happy thoughts, right? Happiness is the goal. We only want to feel good. And I want to be someone to be the contrarian on this. No, we don't only want to feel good. We want to be able to handle all of our feelings, right? And this is something that helps us do that. So I'm going to use the Make card because we're going to be making some cool stuff. Oh, and then this Discover card says, I begin by slowing down. And that's really the key to it, slowing down. And one thing I want to say, if you're a mom and or you're a grandma and you're busy, you're doing all the things, caring for all the people, sometimes we just need to slow down. And sometimes we just need to come to our journal. And this is my summer creative ritual journal. I hand stamped these and then I went ahead and colored this around with art and art markers, paint markers, and metallic markers. It's so cool. Had a little fun play date with one of my longtime friends, and we designed or colored our covers. This is what I made last week. Some little pockets. And that was really fun. I was just like playing with the stuff. And this helps us get reacquainted with our artists, our inner artists, which is so powerful. I mean, it really, and I put this little tag here and did some journaling. This is I made a reel of how I made this yesterday. This is Stacy's art. It's so cute. I love her mermaids. I radiate light. Absolutely. Just little reminders like that. This is a little bookmark that I made for the boxes this season. So we're going to open our journal. This is all our paper from the box. Look at how much paper is so... I made this handmade paper too. Be making more for fall. It's our paper. We have our ephemera pack. This is one of the funnest parts because when... Oh, also, if you... Usually when I'm not live, I like to play music. I like to have my tea. This was inside the box. And I saw that Amy Fig, who's also an artist, she used this inside her journal. I thought that was the cutest. We're going to be opening her pack next week. I'm going to do a whole thing with Amy. I'm so excited. So these are some of the stickers from the box. I see the good stuff too. That's powerful. I want to use that. More amor, por favor. I absolutely love that. Stay soft, stay curious, stay human. Stay creative, stay human. And here's another one of Stacy's beautiful mermaids. Those are some stickers. I already had used some. It's our ephemera pack. We'll put that over here. I also like to just randomly choose pages. Like I used to be a lot more rigid, let me tell you, where I would have to go to each single page. But now I'm like, nah, wherever it opens, it's all good with me. My goal for this season is to just fill this up as much as possible, but with no pressure, right? Life happens. Listen. I got 2 teenage boys. I had a house full of boys, pretty much every day almost. I get it. We have a lot. Our lives are full, and it's such a blessing. But that's why I have these Saturday mornings with us, with you and me, to just slow down and create. This is our Muse book. Every Muse box is going to be coming with, comes with a Muse book. And this season's Muse book is all about our souls aren't for sale. Now, why did I choose that sentiment? So many reasons, but one of the main reasons is that, like I said earlier, soul care is the antidote for life, modern life, honestly. Um, Stay human's huge because right now there's just so much technology and so many things pulling us away from our humanity that I felt it was a really important sentiment to echo and just to bring into the conversation. Like, how do we combat that, you know? And for me, soul care, like knowing who I am, understanding my values, realigning to my morals, right? This is how we resist the society around us that we don't agree with. Tuning in and figuring out who we really are and who we are as a creative, and learning our voice and using our voice. Practicing in our journal to understand who we are so that we can be out in the world and we can embody it. Soul care is so many things, right? Like here it says soul care, art, music, movement, sunshine. There is no more powerful soul care than being out in nature. If you aren't a visual artist like me, you're not into journaling, I tend to think you are because you're watching this. Go outside, get some fresh air, take some deep breaths, catch a sunset. Stillness. Stillness is soul care. Like I said, start by slowing down. Slow mornings is slow care. Instead of rushing, you know, the moment I realized, oh crap, I have so much power in this, I get to dictate how my house feels. I took my power back. It says right here, power back. And I remembered, I don't have a soul. I am a soul. I have a body. And when we don't tend to our soul, what I mean by soul care is we're tending to that part of ourselves, right? Just like we tend to our exercise and we eat right for our body. Playing in a journal, believe it or not, is soul care. I love this word bank too. I think I want to use some of this. I'm just gonna start cutting some stuff up, and I hope you grabbed your. I like these journal starters too. I hope you grabbed your supplies and your scissors and you're creating with me. Slow down. I absolutely love that because rest too. Rest is so many things. I made a post. If you're not following my Instagram, check out my Instagram at Creative Comadre. Same handle as here on YouTube. I made a post about the 7 different ways you can rest. I did a little bit of research on that one because, man, rest is crucial, and a lot of us tend to think it's only we're well rested if we've had a good night's sleep. Sleep is obviously one of the forms, but there's so many forms of rest. One of them is doing this. Slow down. I love that. One of my goals for like the past 5 years has been more peace, inner peace. I'm talking the deep-seated peace. You know what I'm saying? Not that flighty peace that only comes when things are great. Not that fair weather friend peace. The peace that's gonna stick with you when shit hits the fan. And let me tell you, I'm almost there. One of my friends told me recently, she's like, you're like at Yoda level with that. You know what? It's cultivating that peace for yourself. I cultivate it on a daily basis. I have a lot of ritual in my day. This is one of my rituals. I love this sentiment. Gotta cut this out. I deserve a life that feels meaningful. And we do, and we all do. And if you live by purpose like me, you feel that same way, I'm sure. So yeah, cultivating that peace, it really comes down to owning your power of authority over your thoughts. We get to choose, like I said in the beginning of this, all our suffering comes from our thoughts. It's something that I heard again on a podcast I was listening to earlier this week. And it's such a good reminder. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because that means you get to decide and you get to choose and you have the power and authority. But this practice helps. because it's not about flipping from I'm sad to I'm happy like that. It's about understanding why are you sad, giving space for that feeling, allowing yourself to express that feeling. Sometimes you just need to jump in your journal and do some journaling. Today I just want to do some collaging because I just am so excited about this box. Guys, can we just take a moment to acknowledge this Amy Figueroa? Amy Fig is one of my Creative Comadres. She is the owner of Book of Magick. And oh my gosh, I just love her artwork so much. As well as Stacy's. Look at this. I used her. I'm trying to savor these for the rest of the season. I don't want to use it up so quickly. Oh, I love her. And this little flower. So cute. Actually. So this is, again, we're using this Muse Domi Way card, pardon, as our inspiration and our guiding light for this session. I let myself create freely, make freely. And we're just gonna see what calls to us. I've been in this highlighter kick right now. I have all these highlighters right here. Maybe they're fun. I don't know. I've been doing these mark making too, and they're just so soothing. Anything that is a repetitive action is going to help create that sense of safety within yourself, because your brain loves repetition. Well, it makes sense, right? It allows our brain to shift into more of a autopilot, like, but in all the best ways. There's so much science behind it, and I'm not even gonna pretend I'm a scientist, because I'm not, and I'm not well educated in any of this. I'm sharing from personal experience, so I will bring on the experts when it's necessary. Sometimes I do a whole layout, like 2-page spread. Sometimes I just do 1 page. Just get some background on there. If you're into mixed media, which I'm a mixed media artist, you know about all about the power of layers and texture, and this box is perfect for you. That's why we have these scrap fabric and trim bags. They're the cutest. I like to clean up my sentiment a bit. I wish I can play music here on YouTube, but copyright. Maybe my sons are musicians. Maybe they'll make me some music that I could play in the background. They got a little mixing board. Sometimes I like to fussy cut around it. Sometimes I like to rip around it. Usually, if I'm not on YouTube, obviously, doing this, this is when I will slip into that creative flow everyone talks about. And that is where the magic happens. You not only are more deeply connected to who you are as an artist in that moment, you're more aware, you're more in tune. You're also more in tune with your creator, with our creator, right? Whoever that is for you. For me, it's God. If you know Julie Cameron, she calls it good, orderly direction. I love Julie Cameron. Who has watched The Artist, or who has listened to The Artist Way? Or I say listen because I listen to it on my audiobook, but I also have the physical copy, and I read that book. I've only completed it once through one time, but I restarted it like 4 different times. It's a pretty intense book, because she does. See, I have another little ant right here. I had to kill him. What's going on? I need to investigate. I never have ants over here. That's odd. This is like random. I don't even have any food or anything. I got boys, so who knows? They could have brought food over here without me knowing. And if you're a mom, you get it. I think I want to use some of this handmade paper today. Guys, soul care is all the things. Making this paper for y'all really, really healed my soul. I was just out in my backyard. I love making paper. That's like my new obsession. I can't wait to make more. I put some flowers in it and some seeds. So you can actually plant this and it will grow seeds. See, there's some seeds here. Let's color her up. And this retro vibe is just all the things for me this season. Hello, sunshine, spread kindness. Good days, sunshine. It's fun. I like to play with paper. I mean, who doesn't like to play with paper, am I right? I'm going to use this background. So this is me doing the thing. I'm moving pieces around before gluing down. I'm experimenting. This is how we create and build that skill of allowing ourselves to pivot. Listen, you want to learn how to pivot in real life as a business owner, that is a #1 skill you need. Shit's gonna go awry. You're gonna have to pivot. Your plans aren't always gonna this is cute because her like face, she's like looking to the side, kind of smirking. You're gonna have to learn how to pivot, and making art like this really strengthens that muscle. This is cute too. Man, this whole paper pack's really cute. I used to design paper. If you are a Muse Box subscriber, I have a surprise coming for you in the fall. My paper that I designed years ago, I'm going to be adding to the fall box. So that's going to be really fun. Okay, so see, and this doesn't have to be so complicated like I'm overthinking it. That is valuable. What I'm doing right now is I'm learning who I am. I'm gaining more knowledge of myself. Overthinking is a huge thing, and I don't want to overthink this, right? So see how it was like, sometimes that's okay, but if I'm intentionally trying to just make freely and get into that flow, when I find, because I've slowed down enough and I'm paying attention, right? We're intentionally creating to get more knowledge of ourselves. I found, oh, I'm overthinking this, and I'm feeling it in my body. Like I've been doing this for well over 7 years now, so I'm skilled at feeling that feeling. Right now, I was looking through this and I started getting a little bit of like, not anxiety, but just kind of like, I could see if I continued overthinking and figuring, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Plus the pressure of me being on live, I could feel the energy in my body shifting to more of an intense, like non-peaceful, non-flowing energy. Resistance will come up, but we want to catch it so that we can not stomp it out or not like judge ourselves like, oh, just get over it and put something down. No, we want to pay attention so that we can honor that. Like, okay, you were getting in your head a bit. You're going back into that old way of like, it needs to be perfect. I got to make a perfect page. Sometimes, listen, sometimes this practice is just me opening and I'm doing this because I'm breathing with my strokes of my pen. Sometimes I'm writing. Sometimes I'm ripping paper because I'm pissed off. I shared that before. Sometimes I open my journal and I'm just scribbling and I'm crying, literally tears falling on my journal. I'm not feeling any of those today, and maybe one live I will. But right now I wanted to make a really, like, I got into my designer head about it, and I know that about myself. I'm learning to let that go and be more fluid. So paying attention to those things really helps. Like I said, these are transferable skills, y'all. One of my followers asked me, how do you stay in such, you seem like you have such positive energy all the time. This practice. My journals, my creative rituals. I have a meditation practice. Like I said, I do lymphatic draining in the morning. I stretch every morning. I exercise. I mean, if you're doing all those things and you don't have creative ritual is super important. But like I said, creative ritual, that might be the missing key, and maybe that might make you have less capacity, because when we don't do this, we fill up all our capacity for life, which, you know, is inevitable. That's what we're supposed to do as moms, as women in society. Like, you know, we need to give, and that's fine. That's part of life. But how do we maintain and empty our, instead of filling our cup, I like to say empty our cup, so that we can fill it back up again for the day. When I'm doing this in the morning, because I have a morning ritual practice, I share some reels how it looks. I have a meditation area in my house, my home, that is that I use regularly. And you know, like I said, you don't need a lot of time. Right now I was getting in my head about it, and I was going more to like scrapbooking, which is not a bad thing at all. Like, if that's what you do and you're just about making those pretty beautiful pages that, you know, I've seen you guys make so many amazing art journal pages. But today we're using the Domi way, and we're making freely, and we're just gonna not worry about the outcome, and we're just gonna paste and collage. I'm a designer, so, you know, I was a graphic designer for more than 15 years, and I went to school for graphic design, so that's definitely a habit I had to break. But I love her. I think she's so cute. This is Amy Figueroa's art, this little doll. And I'm like, she's not even wearing a bathing suit. Like, I love that she's in a leotard. Do you remember leotards? I was in dance when I was a little girl, and we had leotards. Just put this big and bold at the top. Slow down. Too. Next Saturday, I'm actually thinking, it's such a vulnerable thing for me to bring you guys into this creative ritual space with me, because like I said, I use this practice in real life on my recovery journey, and this practice is really personal to me. It's something that absolutely saved my life. It's changed who I am as a woman, as a mother, as a business owner. I love my life. I love who I am. And that's not something I could have said when I first started. So if you are starting out with your Muse Box and you are heavy, when you're doing this practice, allow it. Spend some time in the open step, because, you know, it takes time. And I just like to, again, this settles our nervous system. Okay, mark making, you got a minute, grab your journal, grab a pen or a highlighter, and just do some mark making, because it will calm your nervous system. Do some breathing. Oh my gosh, our breath is one of the most powerful things we have. But when you want to get creative with it, mark making is where it's at. Now, I don't really like this, and my first reaction is going to be like, oh, I messed up, this sucks now. But we're going to allow that. We're going to observe it, and we're going to let it pass like a cloud. Just let that thought pass, and it's fine. And we don't have to like every single thing we do, okay? And you don't have to stop here. And maybe I'll rip this up next time I come to my journal and I do it over. this is your space to cultivate that safety and not to edit yourself, okay? I'm gonna write that down. I'm actually just gonna journal over this because these are highlighters. And when I journal, like in the past when I first started this, I used a journal like I could go back and read it. That's how I got these like different little prompts and stuff. But now that I've been doing it for so long, and maybe I should do that, because I honestly, let me show you. I go back and I'm like, I could barely read this, because now I'm just like, because I realized that my thoughts as I'm writing, my hand doesn't move as fast as my thoughts. So it's really the action of moving your hand and thinking about your thought and writing it down. Oh my gosh, there's so much science behind why writing is magical. Real quick, I'm not going to get into it, maybe another live, but when we write down whatever we want to bring about in this world, or however we want to be, like if I want to be a good mom, that thought, when we write it down, now because we're writing and we're using our hand movement and we're thinking about it, our mind is firing on like thousands of neurotransmitters, like our brains going lighting up like this. And it's because we're doing movement. Another thing, I always write cursive, because when you write cursive, the movement of cursive, and this is something that I just like realized, they don't even teach cursive anymore, which is a shame, because that's magical. Cursive writing, like, let me just say, like, so I wrote, it doesn't always need to be perfect to be beautiful. Whether I can read it or not doesn't matter. But as I was writing it, and I'm writing in cursive, that, like, our mind is just lighting up. So now we have so many touch points in our brain, and our mind's going to focus on that more. It's so powerful. I mean, if you're a teacher and you've been teaching, you understand the power of writing. That's why you have that's why they have those kids write down the, I will not, whatever that Bart sits in on the chalkboard writing the one line a million times. So it literally gets cemented into your thoughts and your brain, and now you're focusing on that more, and you get to view the world through that lens, and you're open to seeing more opportunities for being, like for me, perfect. It doesn't always need to be perfect to be beautiful. And now I'm going to remember that sentiment going into the week. And that's why I wanted to do this on Saturday mornings, because usually my boys are asleep. They're not today, and that's why I was a little late. Sorry about that. My dad's taking them to Magic Mountain for my he said my birthday present. My birthday's tomorrow, and he took them, which I'm so grateful for, because I need a break. But and I'm so excited. I'm going to the flea market after this. So yeah. So anyway, writing is powerful. And if you're writing a bunch of, like, because I do this sometimes, I'll be like, mad, and I'm writing and I'm venting and I'm doing all the things. But I always make sure to end that session with, like, I allow it to all come out. This is the thing. I don't alter my feelings, but naturally, through venting and through, like, if you're pissed off, you come and you rip paper and you're writing, like, you're dropping F-bombs or, whatever. Sometimes I'm like, writing all mad. What the, and it releases, and it naturally will be expressed, right? We express instead of repress, and it will all release, and it opens and frees up capacity to come back to a more grounded state of compassion. And that's the magic of this. So I hope you give it a try, and I hope you're creating with me. And if you're creating with me, be sure to join our free Creative Comadre club. It is free. You can join it. Link is in the bio. I'll also put it in the description when I post this. And share your page with me. I think that's it for now. I'm gonna date this 7/25/26. I always date my stuff because, like I said, I like to go back and look at my journals. One day I'll bring all my journals out and show y'all. But there's our page for today. I hope you had an amazing time creating with me. I hope you got some nuggets of wisdom in there. This practice is something that you start with what you have, where you're at mentally, emotionally, physically. Absolutely no pressure. This is not a practice that you're going to be pressuring yourself into doing. I do this on a more regular basis. I do not do this on a daily basis. Some seasons I do. This season was an off season for me, so I haven't really had a chance to, like I said, last Saturday was the first time I even used this Muse book. And since then, I've made one page. So it's about honoring the season you're in. That's why these are seasonal ritual kits. This is our summer one. And look at all this paper. I'm so excited to finish using all this paper. But we make these kits so that, you know, if you don't get through all the paper, you can throw it in your next season's box. These are subscription boxes. Seasonally, I ship them out. Yeah, and I am absolutely just so grateful that I get to do this, that I get to share my Domi way with y'all. You don't have to use the Domi way. I don't always use those cards, like I said, when I sit down and color and create. Sometimes I color, sometimes I paint. I also have a little mini, love this little mini palette. This was in one of our spring boxes. So, like, I have different things from different seasons. This is from fall. I just have it here on my desk now. This is from spring. Not this recent spring, not the spring from this. This was 2004 when we didn't have subscription boxes. This was this year. We are celebrating 1 year of subscription boxes. Oh, I forgot to use my little bookmark. And I'm so excited because for the first time ever, I'm giving away a whole year of these boxes. If you enjoy creating with me, if you enjoy creating and tuning in, you're all about the inner work, you get what soul care is, this is definitely the box for you. I'm an artist and I have so much art supplies behind me, in front of me. Having a box like just for my ritual practice, it's like having a gym bag, you know. You want to have something that you can just pick up, get your workout done, throw everything back, come home. It's the same thing. I don't have a gym membership, but it's goals. I have a little workout here at my house, but this box is that. It has everything you need to sit down and create. And now I've done my soul care. Now I feel I've released, I've reset. I can go back into my life and be more intentional and just enjoy every moment. This helps us be more mindful. This helps us be more grounded. And I hope you found some joy here as well. Thank you so much for joining me. And be sure to like and make a comment on the video, on this video, so that you can be entered to win a whole year. That's how you join. That's how you enter. So to enter the giveaway, I'm going to be announcing the winner next Saturday. Like, subscribe to this channel, as well as leave a comment. And if you want, you can answer what have you been doing for your soul care this season? What does your summer soul care look like? Let me know in the comments. I hope you do, and I hope I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing week, and I will see you later. Check me out on Instagram as well. Bye.